the book of Revelations 11, verse 14. The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Kakadash, Barakatham, to the elders and apostles, Wa'akwa, and I say Shalom. And this is a lesson. Yeah, Sabaki. And this is a lesson that I want to. This is a lesson that I want to bring out of Revelation. This is a lesson that I want to bring out, especially the rising tensions been heating up between the Russia-Ukraine situation, which has been going on ever since February of 2022 and all into now. So we've been seeing the Russia-Ukraine situation been heating up, despite the fact they've been doing this recent prison swipe between the Russia-Ukraine situation, and then we've been seeing this recent day before yesterday peace draft deal between Russia, which was presented from Vladimir Putin. Ever since then, we've been seeing the Russia-Ukraine situation been heating up, and I'm gonna give credit. I'm gonna give credit to Double 777. He had this 2-minute video clip that I'm about to show, that the potentially, even though they've been having a ceasefire deal talks, with the Russia-Ukraine situation between Vladimir Putin and Zelensky, but ever since then, despite all that, we've been seeing these rising tensions been heating up with the Russia-Ukraine situation. So I'm going to play this video clip right here from Dr. 7. I give him credit for it.
Dabu 7. It looks like we have events that are equal to a major escalation here between Ukraine and Russia. As Russia is alleging that Ukraine just tried to shoot or take down Vladimir Putin while he was in Kursk, in the region, evaluating everything that the troops have done there. They're saying that these swarms were launched and they went into the path of the helicopter. So the defensive forces there of Russia and the region had to shoot them all down, which they say they successfully did so. They shot down every single one. And they're trying to say that, look, that Zelensky and them obviously are trying to play like they want peace, but then they turn around and they do stuff like this. And this is why Russia is not letting up. So Russia, in turn, pounds Kiev. Hits multiple places inside of the main city. So Trump himself has said that Putin doesn't want peace, that they want to keep on pushing this thing, and Trump's stepping out of the way, stepping back. This really could be a massive escalation at this point, because they're latching onto this and they're saying that that's exactly what they were trying to do here with Putin in the air. Some could say possible attempted assassination attempt or something like that on Putin. Either way, this is the story that they're pushing, and they're holding on to it. And I say that they're going to launch a lot more strikes from here. I think it's going to continue to escalate. At some point, we're probably going to see that mushroom cloud that was shown to us on the Chinese rover pic from years ago emanating from this exact area. So, the card's still on the table. This is a major escalation at this point. I expect them to start pounding. Well, they already are. They're already pounding Kiev, the main city. There's no bigger target than that inside of Ukraine at this point. So, where this goes from here, I don't know. This is the latest. Join me on the live streams where I break this down further. We'll live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Top 77. Also, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification box as well. Make sure you're getting all the videos and the notifications. Much love.
And this is Revelations 11 verse 14. The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. So we're seeing more signs of that, and these tensions are only going to escalate between the Russia-Ukraine situation. And as you've seen, Vladimir Putin, I believe he was headed towards the Kursk region or Kiev region, if I'm not mistaken. Especially with the ongoing tension between the Russia-Ukraine situation, and potentially you had Ukraine had the largest drone strikes, which Russia did on Ukraine yesterday as well too. So we've been seeing that back and forth on and off, for the past 2 or 3 years. So we definitely going to be seeing signs of that. You know, that Revelation 11 verse 14. We see that coming into play. And we're seeing that Joel 3 verse 9. So we seeing that increasing as well too. So ever since the end of February of 2022, we've been seeing the rising tensions between the Russia-Ukraine situation for the past 2.5 years. So we're going to be seeing more situations heating up, despite the fact they're trying to have peace talks, despite the fact they've been having peace talks and deals and stuff like that, but we're only going to see the rising tensions between the Russia-Ukraine situation. So we're going to be seeing signs of that. And that definitely goes into that Joel, the 3rd chapter in Matthew 24, verse 6 to verse 7. So Revelation 11, verse 14, the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly, which is Armageddon, God one. So we're definitely seeing signs of that. That's only going to continue to increase. So we'll bring out some more scriptures. Salakia. Yep, this is the prophet Joel, which I reference. Yep, Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Right, so like I mentioned before, despite the fact you have Russia and Ukraine trying to have these peace talks, but we still, ever since then, we've been seeing the escalation have been heating up ever since February 2022 and all the way to now, because this war been going on for the past 2.5 years, almost close to 3 years. So, we're going to continue to see this increasing, despite the fact they're trying to have peace talks and peace deals. The scripture says, 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, such verse come upon them. As a giraffe womb, a child is not escape. That's in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3, as I quoted that scripture. Since I'm going to bring that out as well, too, for edification's sake. So, yeah, this Russia-Ukraine situation is only going to continue to intensify. Now, if that report was actual true, so that shows you that the signs between the Russia-Ukraine situation is only going to intensify. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, such trust come upon them, as a child womb, child shall not escape. Right, so we're going to be seeing more of the signs of that. And we definitely see an increase in signs of that because this Russia-Ukraine situation, is only going to intensify. So that's pushing more and more towards the Matthew 24, verse 7, which is nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Which goes into ethnos. So we definitely gonna be seeing rising tensions of that. Right up that Matthew 24. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24. You have Matthew 24, verse 7. It says, you have this book of Matthew 24 and verse. So, Matthew 24 and verse. Yeah, Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, which goes into ethnos, and we see signs of that in the Russia-Ukraine situation. So that's only going to continue to increase. Yep, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, right? Moderate nation against moderate nation, kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Go back to that Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Yep, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and bring thee forth with all thy army, horsemen, all of them clothed with such armor, and a great couple of shields, all of them having swords. Right, that's what we see in Russia in that warlike mindset. They still going to have those. So we're going to have those rising tensions with the Russia-Ukraine situation. So we're going to be seeing increased signs of that, and that's what we're seeing. So as it says, once again, from Bible 7, it says, Ukraine tries to attack Putin's helicopter mid-flight. Russia responds to massive strikes in Kiev. It says the Kremlin is aware of the Russian state media and they allege a huge potential conflict altering the incident would surely escalate the war in Ukraine in the attempt to attack the Russian President Vladimir Putin. And it says a high-ranking Russia military commander Sunday described the last week as Putin travels to the Kursk region for the first time since the liberation after 6+ months of Ukrainian occupation and tries to attack Putin's helicopter mid-flight. It says sending a wave of drones swarmed the flight path of the chopper. The presidential helicopter was caught in the epicenter of a massive Ukrainian drone strike, and the commander of the air defense division, the Kursk, it says, told the Russian media. So once again, I give this credit to Dr. 777. As it says, once again, Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 4, it says, "Now will turn thee back and put into thy jaws, and will bring you forth with all the army, horse and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, and a great coat of leather shoes." So we're still going to have Russia in that warlike mindset, and that's what we're seeing. So that's only going to build up to the Third World War. So with that, this was just a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. Now I give credit to Apple 7 of that 2-minute clip that I should give credit to him on that. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, Rakatham, to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwath. Until next time, I would say, Shalom.